Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, welcome to my digital storyboard. Today I'm going to share with you guys about my review on the novel that I had read. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Norazuna binti Abdul Aziz and currently I'm taking course Anthropology Sociology. The title of the novel I have read is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The genre of this novel is tragedy. It's inspired by the parties he had attended while visiting Long Island North Shore, and this novel has 163 pages. First thing first, let me tell you about the author this book. Francis Scott Fitzgerald was born in 1896 in St. Paul, Minnesota and died in 1940. He studied in a Catholic boarding school in New Jersey. After that, he entered Princeton University, experienced era artistic. Great Gatsby is set in New York City and Long Island in two areas known as West Edge and East Edge. Now we're going to move the main character of this novel. Nick is one of the important characters in this novel. He is Daisy Buchanan's cousin. J. Gatsby, the title character and the protagonist of the novel. Gatsby is a fabulously wealthy young man living in a gothic mansion in West Edge. He is Daisy's lover. He was willing to do anything to gain the social position he thought necessary to win Daisy. This is Daisy. Daisy is Nick's cousin and the woman Gatsby loves. She is also wife to Tom Buchanan. The last one character I want to tell is Tom Buchanan, Daisy immensely wealthy husband, once a member of Nick's social club at Yale. This novel narrated by Nick Carraway in the spring of 1922. Nick takes a house in the fictional village of West Edge on the Long Island, where he finds himself living among the colossal mansions of newly rich. Across the water in the more refined village of East Edge live his cousin Daisy and her British, absurdly wealthy husband Tom Buchanan. But Daisy's private conversation, Daisy would confess to Nick that she has been unhappy. Early in July, Tom introduced Nick to his mistress Myrtle Wilson, who lives with her spiritless husband George Wilson in what Nick calls a village of ashes. As the summer progresses, Nick meets Gatsby at least in a rather quiet encounter later in the evening when the man sitting beside him identifies himself as a Gatsby. At Gatsby's request, Nick agrees to invite Daisy to his house where Gatsby can meet her. The meeting is at first uncomfortable and Nick steps out for half an hour to give the two of them privacy. When he returns, they seem fully reconciled, Gatsby glowing with happiness and Daisy in tears. As the day passes, Tom becomes aware of Daisy's society with Gatsby. Disliking it, he shows up at one of Gatsby's parties with his wife. Tom suspects that Gatsby is a bootlegger. Gatsby explains that he wants Daisy to tell Tom she's never loved him and then marry him as though the years had never passed. Gatsby will purchase cases thereafter, and Daisy goes over the Gatsby house in the afternoons. Tom drives Jordan and Nick in Gatsby's garage yellow car. On the way, Tom stops for gas at George Wilson's garage in the Village of Ashes, and Wilson tells Tom he is planning to move west with Myrtle as soon as he can raise the money. This news shakes Tom considerably and he speeds on towards Manhattan, catching up with Daisy and Gatsby. The whole party ends up in a parlor at the Plaza Hotel hot in the Bad Temple. Daisy tries to calm them down, but Gatsby insists that Daisy and he have always been in love, that she has never loved Tom. As the fight escalates and Daisy threatens to leave her husband, Tom reveals what he learned from an investigation into Gatsby's affair. Then Daisy and Gatsby leave that place together. Gatsby's car with Daisy driving. On the road, they hit and kill Myrtle. Then start from that, all tragedy start happen. The next morning, Nick goes over to Gatsby's house, where he has returned dejected. Nick advises him to go away, afraid that his car will be tracked. That afternoon, Judge Wilson arrives in each egg, where Tom tells him that it was Gatsby who killed his wife. Wilson makes his way to Gatsby's house, where he finds Gatsby in his pool. Wilson shot Gatsby and then himself. After the Buchanans leave Long Island, they give no forwarding address. Nick arranged Gatsby's funeral. Although only 2 people attend, one of whom is Gatsby's father, Nick moved to the Midwest disgusted with life in the East. Even though Gatsby passed away because of the tragedy and Daisy also didn't come to funeral Gatsby, make Nick really sad for Gatsby, and Nick became responsible to manage property owned by Gatsby to his father. In conclusion, first, society and class, second, love and relationship. All these words can explain all story of this novel, and this is suitable for theme of this novel. Society and class in the novel can also be read as a clash between the old mindset and the newer rich servers and wannabes that are trying to either become them or replace them, because in that society, class of them really important. Rich people should be with their class. In my opinion, the author of the novel wanted to tell about the society on that time. Here there were classes in their community. So in this case, Gatsby cannot marry Daisy because they have different classes in society. Another than that, for love and relationship, it's between Daisy and Gatsby. This is sharp contrast to the image we get of Gatsby himself in the inn. After Daisy murdered Myrtle as well as Gatsby dead, she and Tom are firmly back together, conspiring and careless once again, despite the death of their lover. In my opinion, it really make me feel angry to Daisy character, because she just like play around to Gatsby, who's really loves she. And in my opinion, we should more clever to choose the lover, because to me, if Daisy really loves Gatsby, she didn't want to marry with other boys and waiting Gatsby till Gatsby come back. And for me, this is not really true love. And you guys should read this novel because it's really interesting for you know the true story in the real life. Okay, that's all. I hope you all enjoy with this video. Thank you for watching, guys.